All right, it's time for another review in a parking lot of a movie theater. So Venom 3. If you like the previous Venom movies, you'll probably dig this one too. As always, it's one of those things where it's sent as PG-13. It's like, oh, he's eating someone's head. But they just show you, like, you know, that portion, and then the body just kind of falls off to the side because they don't want to do it as R-rated. Like the comedic moments. If you're a fan of Tom Hardy functionally talking to himself and being kind of paranoid and weird, like the previous movies, this one's pretty good. A lot more symbiotes, specifically more towards the end. So what is the basic premise? If you've watched the commercials, you'll know that it's Null, pronounce it correctly, who is like the Dark King of the symbiotes. He created them all. I didn't really read the crossover they did with him in Marvel. He'd be an amazing big bad villain because he's like, you know, like existed before time sort of villain. So he sends his creatures. You've seen the commercials. You've seen these very giant alien looking things with Venom doing his standard. It's a Venom movie. Oh, Jesus, there's something else. No. And then, you know, he hides. So lots of those things. Decent amount of action sequences. The alien itself, when it kills somebody, is interesting. Because instead of just being like, oh, we're going to do everything at night, they show us the alien creature during the day. So you get a really good look at it. And it kind of like, you know, I don't want to give too much away for how much it actually interacts, but seeing the way the creature moves, how it interacts, how it does things. Of course, you have a group that's been harvesting symbiotes, which if you've seen the trailers, you have seen there's other symbiotes beyond Venom. It was cool seeing that because I'm like, oh, that one looks like Lasher. I think there's Agony. There's a bunch of other ones in there. And I was like, you know what? Like, I kind of dug it. They do say this is the last time we will see Venom. Last time. There's a very specific moment where, towards the end, where Venom makes a statement that's used earlier in the film. I like the use of foreshadowing. So you see something and you're like, oh, this is going to pay off later. And it does, which I appreciate. I'm like, I'm okay when the movie sets something up and then pays it off later. I thought it was pretty good. You know, I will say, I still think, had the Venom movies done a PG-13 release, but then did like an R-rated, you know, DVD or Blu-ray, that could be pretty cool. It is still weird seeing these sorts of films with the violence there, but always toned down. I mean, this almost could have had that same moment. I was not quite like a Deadpool, but it could have had that sort of zeitgeist feeling to it. And you know what? I was like, this is actually pretty good. They have mentioned that they want to try to use Null for future films in the Sony Spider-Man universe. And also, the trailer for Kraven looked pretty good too. Like the way that Rhino looks. You know, trying to have a more accurate to the comics. Cool. I saw it. I enjoyed it. It's much better than Joker 2.